What's going on, everyone? My name is Ryan and we are back at the Second Right Sports. Today I got a review on a really cool product for you guys. We're going to be looking at Seal 1 CLP. Cleans, lubricates, and protects. Now I love shooting firearms. Do it every week, probably more than most, less than a few. One thing I do hate though is having to clean my firearms when I'm done. Now a lot of the firearms I shoot are AR-15s. And if you know anything about AR-15s, they get extremely dirty. They're a direct impingement system, which means that when you fire around, the bullet goes down the barrel, the gases follow, and then right here is a gas block. That gas gets redirected up and back. And what that does is the gas pushes the bolt carrier to the rear, which then ejects the round, grabs another bullet, and cycles it back in. Now, this is a great system, but what this system does is gets extremely dirty because of all the gases blowing back into the action. So, lots of times what will happen is it gets all dirty and you get a lot of carbon buildup and it gets hard, and it's very, very hard to clean thoroughly. I started using this Seal 1 CLP and it has drastically dropped the amount of time I have to spend cleaning, and my firearm and action actually get much cleaner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this bolt from the store owner's personal AR-15 that gets shot quite often here in the store and show you the bolt before and then just how quickly it gets cleaned with this Seal 1. Okay. So I've already obviously broken down the upper and the lower. I'm going to go ahead and pull this bolt, let that charging handle come out. I want you guys to take a look at that. See how dirty that is? That is from a lot of shooting. Charging handle is the same way. So what we're going to do is just take a shop towel, going to wipe it down. And you can see just with the wipe down, the amount of carbon that came off that. And now the charging handle is perfectly clean. Now this bolt we're going to break down. So I'm just going to pull the cotter pin, let the firing pin drop out, twist our cam, pull the cam pin out, pull our bolt out of the carrier group. So you see just how nasty this is. Just lots of carbon buildup, but this has been thoroughly sprayed with the Seal 1 CLP. Okay, with just a little wipe down, I want you to look at the same bolt. That is amazing. All that carbon buildup just wiped right off. If you're not using the Seal 1, that will turn dry and not work like that. This bolt, you can see how nasty it is. Also, let me show you this real quick. All of this came off. Get in between your lugs. And normally this is something I would do with a wire brush and a pick because it would be caked on there and not be able to come off as easily. There'd be many, many, many minutes of scrubbing. Do you see how clean that got? Just from wiping it down? That's amazing. Firing pin. One of the spots that typically gets really caked on with carbon deposits is the firing pin, the back of it. I usually have to take a pick and scrape. This has had hundreds of rounds shot through it. And there's absolutely none. None of my rifles look this good because I didn't know about this product before I came here. Take your rag, give the inside a quick wipe down. You see that? That all was on this bolt carrier group and in the action. To reassemble, I'm gonna take the bolt. I'm gonna spray it with some Seal 1. I'm gonna stick it in here. Take my cam pin, put it back in, pull out, twist, take my firing pin, give it a little spray, drop that back in there, take my cotter pin, stick cotter pin back in. Now I'm just going to go ahead and give this whole bolt carrier group a good mist. Now that that's done, I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to take my upper, spray a little bit in there, take my charging candle, do the same. Pop that back in, take your bolt, put it back. Now you're ready to put your upper and your lower back together. Super smooth. Everything's back together and you're ready for your next day of shooting. All together in just a couple minutes, we were able to fully clean the action and the bolt carrier group. That's amazing. I just did what used to take me over a half hour in 5 minutes or less. Come to Second Right Sports. Get yourself some of this Seal 1 CLP. I promise you, you will not regret it. This is the best stuff I have ever used. So although I demonstrated the Seal 1's use on an AR and how beneficial it is, Seal 1 isn't just for ARs. It's for any type of firearm. You can use it on your pistols. You can use it on your lever action, your bolt action rifles, your revolvers. It is going to clean it, make sure it's properly lubricated, and protect it from outside environmental issues. Moisture, rust, dust, any of that kind of stuff. So come into the Second Right Sports and get some Seal 1 while it's still available. Thank you. Have a great Thursday.